Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday Energy Talks. My name is Jona Bryndis. I'm an energy healer, energy coach, and I train other energy healers. And today I want to go into the energies of 2024 with you. Why am I saying those kind of things? Why am I saying, get your vision boards out? There's impulses there. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of why this time right now, today, tomorrow, is really significant, for this next year. And it's okay if you miss the days because it never really is spot on the days. It's more the energy field. And as most of you know, energy fields, they work, in waves. They work, through, like a radiation. And the more consciously we can tune into them, the more real, the more impactful they become for us. So there's a reason why I report about collective energies here, for you to better tune into them as they come in. And right now, this is very exciting, guys. Yeah, right now we can already, tune into all that is coming in next year. The question is, are we just going to have that sort of roll over us, or are we going to actively participate in this? And that is, basically the main task for us here in this time, in this day and age, to more actively participate in our journey. It's wonderful that we already have a feeling for synchronicities, for karmic aspects. Some of you have investigated their past lives, things like that. Those are all kind of spiritual impulses that you have been following. But now it's time for you to apply this. Yeah. So don't get stuck in, I was this or this in the past life. In the big scope of things, that doesn't matter. In the big scope of things, all that matters is what you do with it. Yeah. What were the experiences, the learning experiences that you could take away? Yeah, your takeaways from all these bleed throughs, of perhaps other times that you existed or other dimensions that you exist. So when we tune into our true self, which we will do on December 21st, by the way, at the winter solstice, very auspicious time for doing this. I'm extremely excited about this. We are basically tuning into a different version of ourselves in a different dimension. That's a spiritual part of you, just like how your soul is still you, but it doesn't really materialize here in 3D. It materializes in a different dimension. So that is how you can, put these things together. These are all just different versions of you that exist at the same time, but materialize, maybe not like we have it here in 3D, but are aware to us in these different dimensions. And when we meditate and when we do energy sessions and when we contemplate, when we do this active self-healing work, what it is that we do is tune into these other versions of us. Now, most of you are perfectly familiar with your lower versions. Your ego, for example, is a lower version of you. Have you ever seen it this way? Yeah, so how do you know what's your ego and what's your sort of true self? What's the difference? Well, your true self gives you the impulses to grow, gives you the impulses to better yourself. That's betterment is part of this divine spark that we all have in us, right? Constant evolution. Ego, however, is the part of you that is only tied to the 3D. All it needs and all it wants is to keep things the way they are or create more pleasure and less pain. That is a lower version of you that is not who you could be. And when you learn to cultivate your relationship with your true self, you learn to tune into the better version of you. And then you can even learn to tune into your higher self, into your etheric self, into your soul self. Those are all different aspects, different dimensional selves that you have in you. And here at transCODES, we meticulously train this in a very systematic way, which then at the highest level equates the spiritual initiation process, the soul self initiation. So the highest dimension of yourself, that you can still identify as something individuated, is your soul self. Okay, and your soul self is the ultimate goal, if you will. But in order for us to manifest, to really bring this into our physical density level here, like right now. So we are here and we're tied to 3D and we have an ego that rules over 3D. But we can also tune into our true self, which is the communicator between the ego and the soul self, so somewhere in between there, and then we have the soul self that can no longer relate really to the 3D because it's too high up, if you will. And the goal is, the task here is to build a bridge between the 3D and your soul self. And that is what you're doing, guys, when you are meditating, when you are lucid dreaming, when you are visioning, when you're contemplating. You don't have to go to elaborate vision quests or plant medicines and things like this. They certainly have a place in some people's journey, and they can help you to verify things, but they're not the path. They're only little tools on the way, to perhaps allow you to trust more in this higher version of yourself that you ultimately came here to embody. So embodiment is not just some theoretical, spiritual or esoteric concept. That is actually the mission that we are on. And the reason why I'm laying this out here for you is that this becomes more and more important. So with every year, with every decade, we will get a stronger and stronger impulse to spiritualize ourselves, to etherize ourselves, to tune into these lighter density bodies that we have with us, that we can tune into. Now, in the old days, when it was when the path was given by religions, okay, you were supposed to tune into your soul, and use a proxy for that, use sort of an intermediary for that, just so that you wouldn't get too confused. It's a way to protect you, if you will, because if you start spiritualizing yourself without enough inner experience, without enough inner reference feeling for things, then these other dimensions that you are stepping into can be quite dangerous. And there's many of you who've had those negative experiences with, stepping into your spiritual self. And that is also a big part here of my mission. And that is to guide you on your way and help you discern. Help you discern what is dark and what is light, what leads to growth, and what is holding you back. And this window, this bridge, that's maybe a better metaphor, is getting stronger and stronger between these different dimensional worlds. Why is that? Ultimately, we originally came from this higher dimension. That is our origin. The soul was there first. And then we decided to materialize here in a lower dimension. Why would our spirit self want to do that? We must ask ourselves those questions if we want to understand mechanics of manifestation, mechanics of self-healing. Because they are very important disciplines, and foundations that we can learn here in this training school called Earth, in the third dimensional level, that we need to form, for navigating these higher dimensional realms on our own, without, say, the proxy, without sort of us just, giving up all the power to something that is outside of us. So really what I'm saying is that we are, as a total sort of collective here, are on our way to spiritualize ourselves in order to, learn the foundations of navigating and maneuvering in those higher dimensional planes. But this requires a lot of patience. This doesn't go, over a weekend. This requires many different lifetimes of practice. But we have arrived at a time now where a person can do this in one lifetime. That's not because, you're an old soul or something like that. No, it's just simply because there is more support for it now. It's just the time. Just like how, at the time of the Industrial Revolution, it was the time, for technology and for trains and steam machines and so forth, to come in and to guide the way. And spirituality is the next level. So we're currently still going, the 3D level, still currently going through basically the last stage of materialism, where everything is just about convenience and technology and material, if you will. It's the densest layer of 3D that we are in right now, right before we can all come to the same conclusion, namely that we need to change something. That a continual densification of the material is not going to lead to growth. So that's just on a side note, guys. This is the why. You always need to ask why. It's very, very important for the individuated soul self. Why would that be? What is the purpose? And never take any of what I say for granted. Always go do your own research. Feel within. Ultimately, it's your inner experience of your higher self, that can inform you about such things. And we call this spiritual visioning, or, there's many different words for this, seventh sense, or, paranormal perceptivity, precognition, etc. Those are all abilities that we already have. We just need to learn how to use them. So what's the significance with the time right now? The energies that we are exposed to right now are extremely intense, and they're coming not only from a place of, well, the economy is going down, inflation is high, and so forth. They're not coming out of the 3D necessity to change something. They're coming from a higher place. I've been talking about this since August. They're coming from our soul self directly. It's like, it's like the highest pay grade is coming in directly. And at the same time, and this is not to be underestimated, it's not just us who are going through this growth process, through this evolutionary process of spiritualizing ourselves. It is also the planet Earth itself along with us. And we know that the higher pay grade to the planet Earth is the sun. Yeah, because our planet, yeah, revolves around the sun. It's the solar system. That's why we talk about solar logos, for example. Yeah, so the boss of the earth and the earth's development is the sun. Okay, and we can see this, we can measure this, yeah, that the sun's activity is extremely intense. And how do these solar activities play out in physical? Well, earthquakes, volcanoes. Yeah, that's why I can predict these things. Yeah. So there is something breaking free. There's something breaking open. That's this bridge. And this happens for us as well. On a physical, on an emotional, on a mental and spiritual level. And you know, the barrier, the crust, yeah, that is still sort of blocking us from a breakthrough is extremely thin. We sometimes call it the veil, Maya. The veil of illusion is very, very thin right now. We have a very strong bleed through. And with this new moon energy right now, yeah, that will basically, as a pattern, repeat in April next year, we are getting an opportunity not only to, well, take advantage of the bleed through, yeah, we can, on one hand, feel where we're going to be in April, but also the other way around. We can also perceive the impulse of what it is that we will need in order to, well, I say optimally grow, yeah, smoothly grow. The energies in 2024 are going to be very, very fast paced. So this time until April, May is going to go by in no time, guys. The good news is, even though there's a lot of stuff that still needs to happen in our collective, on a political level and so forth, after all, it's election year here in the United States, the good news is we are over the hump. These resistances that we have felt for the last 3.5 years, they are slowly and slowly, yeah, the veil is getting thinner, the crust is getting thinner, opening up for us. So we will feel less sort of frontal resistance. We'll feel more backwind. It will feel like everything is a bit more supported. And the reason why I'm talking to you guys about this now is because when it comes to January, February, March, April, and May, this time is going to go by so fast that if you don't sort of put out a time capsule now, yeah, if you don't put a time stamp, on what it is that you want to materialize, that you want to manifest in these next 5 months, it's just going to go so fast that you don't even remember what it was that you wanted. Right now, I don't know if you guys can feel this. Give me a thumbs up if you can feel this. It's really weird. The time perception is really, really weird. Do you guys have that too? Are you getting mixed up with the days of the week or the time of the day all the time these last couple of days? Okay, this is a good reference feeling for you. It's going to be like this until May, okay? And that's because the density here in 3D becomes lighter. Everything, the entire field of the earth is becoming lighter. The earth is etherizing along with us. It's spiritualizing. So I use the word etherizing and spiritualizing in the same, interchangeably. Yeah, we are beginning to tune into our etheric body to resolve the density of 3D. And why would we want to do this? Because we're now basically, paving the way back into our soul self-existence. But this time around, out of our own choice and out of our own doing, So active participation in this journey, yeah? Like, why am I here? What is my role? What am I supposed to leave behind? Yeah, why do I have all these karmic relationships and these people around me? What is the purpose of that? Yeah, seeking purpose and meaning is not just because you're unhappy. That is a spiritual impulse. I've been talking about this for the last months. And now you're supposed to learn to follow what is coming in. Now, last week I said, get your vision boards out. Why am I saying this? Because I want you to more actively participate in the process. Because guess what? You are learning to manifest. And if you don't know what you're manifesting, well, you know, you're basically casting your pearls to swine. You're not really taking advantage, especially if you feel that something needs to change in your life, if you're unhappy, if you're in pain, if you feel that you cannot express yourself right, that you don't feel like you belong, or you don't feel any kind of purpose, okay? That's because you're not actively participating. So when I say get your vision boards out, that's just the first step. The vision board is not a magical wand, obviously, but it asks you to, to make a few choices. Yes, and when you make choices, yes, you become a little more responsible for that. So I really, really want you guys to not just put out there like all the picture perfect, fantasy illusion type of things that you want for your future. That's not how this works. I want you to really feel into what makes you feel loved, what makes you feel free, what feels like your true you. Yeah, what helps you, to tune into this, what activities, what jobs, what ways of living support you in your conscious effort. I really, really want you to be conscious and aware of that, because if you are not, guys, you're just going to get swept away by the pace, and the pace always creates this robotic automatism in you. Yeah, you just sort of just trying to get along, you're just trying to catch up all the time. Yeah, then you're not able to manifest anything. Yeah, because your energy is not focused on what brings you joy, what brings you more love, more truth, and more freedom in your life. And that's really all there is. That's the secret of manifestation. You need to be present. You need to be home to get your delivery. And you need to fill out your order form. Yeah? And not just, oh yeah, I would like to have a big house. No. You need to fill out, the size, the quantity, the color, the visualization of it. That's, vision board is really good for this. You go on Google and try to find homes that you really, really love. Yeah, from these, I don't know, real estate or interior design or these decoration type of magazines. And take screenshots, print them out, paste them on your vision board. Because if you are not determining what it is that you want, something or somebody else will do that for you. And we just went through a massive time of misinformation and disinformation and mass influencing. This will not get less, guys. There is a full-on media war out there and you know it. Okay, so if you don't want to be determined by, what the current political stream is, okay, or political correctness, yeah, if you want to liberate yourself from your dependency of outer, rights and wrongs. And, if you don't want, that to be the what has the power over your manifestation, then you need to step up. You need to step up your game. So this time right now, guys, is your opportunity to leave your mark, to step up your game, to follow the call. That is a call that you probably feel on the inside, that you need to step up your game. Not in the sense of like, working harder or working more. Remember, that's not how this works. Working harder, working more, there's the ego. That's the lower version of you. That's going to make you devolve. That's going to make you regress. Working with more heart, becoming more inclusive, becoming more truthful to yourself. Those are your magical powers. Okay? Now step into what makes you so unique and so powerful as a human. And this is my recommendation, commune with the earth. Yeah, go back to my energy alignments on SoundCloud. Gaia love, very important ingredient. All the energy alignments for this year, yeah, every month a new energy alignment, free for you. Those are that's your ingredient list. That's what you need. I've guided you through the entire year with the tools that you need for the future. And the next level of this is coming up in January. I don't know yet what the tool is going to be. I read this out because I ask. And that's my last tip for you. Ask. Ask your higher self. Ask your true self. Ask your soul self. Anything, higher dimensional than your ego self. Don't ask your ego self. I can 100% predict you what your ego self is going to say about change, about betterment. It doesn't want it. That's not its domain, guys. Its domain is survival, yeah, maximizing joy and pleasure and avoiding pain. So if you ask someone from whom you know that they're not interested in growth, they're not interested in change, and all they want to do is not deal with problems, yeah, and all they want to do is play their online games all day long. If you ask this person, hey, what do you think that I should change in my life, yeah, to better myself, to grow, to excel, to succeed, what is that person going to tell you? What advice is that person going to give you? What do you think? That's like asking your ego for advice. It'll say, oh, this is all just in your head. Why do you even worry about this? Why don't you just, get some good food and maybe some alcohol and, watch a nice movie on Netflix and check out and don't even worry about it. And sometimes if you have a spiritual ego, it will even say, oh, you don't need to worry about it. You just need to trust that everything's going to be fine. And you don't really have to do anything for this. All you got to do is be in the flow. That's not going to work either, guys. You have to consciously and actively participate in your manifestation, in your self-healing. Healing is nothing but betterment, guys. That is growth. Yeah, so as an energy healer, and I teach that, the process of healing is nothing but the increase in vibratory rate of a person. And that allows for all these denser energies such as pain and victimhood and guilt and shame and anger and judgment, yeah, to dissipate. You learn how to out-vibrate it, but it has to be an active process. So one more time, guys, learn, that the higher version of you is already in you, and that you can commune with it and that you can work with it. Your job is now to form your own roadmap to that. It's a very individual process. I still have the 50% discount coupon out there, loyalty coupon for you if you're on the verge and you're thinking about, more actively working on something. Then take advantage of that for the Energy Training Club. The next big thing, other than these ongoing training sessions that I do with you who are in the Energy Training Club, and the free session once a month to connect with your true self, is Love Integrity. Love Integrity is a 14-week course that starts in January 19th. Yeah, so 3.5 months. How to bring all these spiritual insights, these spiritual tools into your relationships. How to better your relationships. How to build a foundation for trust, for truth, for freedom, and for love in your relationship actively. It's one of the most powerful training courses that I have here at transCODES. I usually only do it once a year. Yeah. So consider that. Yeah, there is 3.5 months of learning everything from the energetics of relationships, the etheric aspects of relationships, to communication. How to say this or that. How to work this with either your existing relationship or with a future relationship to prevent the same patterns from happening over again. And this can even apply to relationships within your family, for example, with your children or with your parents, depending on which relationship is significant for you. But the message here is active participation. So go within. There's a lot of background right now. Ask your higher self what the next step is. And as you are, ideally sort of putting this together into your vision for 2024 in form of a vision board, or in form of, some steps that you want to take. Okay. And you begin to take this next step, this breakthrough step. Okay. Everything that you need to know for what comes after that will come to you right then. Right when you make a conscious choice, when you break through these density layers of your ego, right then. The guidance, the advice, and the signs are going to be there for you. Okay? So these next 5 months, guys, the first quarter of 2024 is all about you tuning in, being fully conscious, actively participating, asking your higher self, building this relationship, communing with that relationship. That's why the Love Integrity course is so fantastic, because you can even apply that to your higher self, so that you can finally learn what the true power in you is. Do we still have to deal with resistances in our life? Do we still stump our toe, or, have to deal with manifestations of the past? Because think about it, all your sentiments, all your feelings, all your thoughts, they are energies that manifest at some point in the density that we call 3D. So whatever it is that you're perceiving as pain or, adversity right now is a thought, a sentiment, or an emotion from the past that you have energized so much, consciously or unconsciously, that it could take on form. And all I'm asking you to do is turn this around. Stop manifesting all your fears and all your pains and all the stuff that you've already gone through. Stop that. Take it into your own hands, yeah? And learn to work with all the tools that you already have. So this is the energetic quality, yeah, of these energies that are coming in 2024, and the significance right now is to be fully present in that. And if you feel a little dippy, if you feel like it's a little hard for you to deal with 3D, know that you're in good company, okay? Because that's exactly what it's supposed to feel like right now. Yeah, if you watched my forecast, yeah, on my website or on YouTube, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, so do not be afraid of that. But remember, yeah, this time right now is super, super important. On December 21, when we have our Connect with Your True Self monthly free energy session for you, which will be a very intense session, I can already tell you that. Yeah, I am also starting the 12 days of Christmas. It's a tradition here. I've been doing this for many years, yeah, recording something for you for each day. But this day, this year, I'm going to do something special with you. I'm going to actually channel each month of the following year, yeah, of 2024, with you. I'm going to prove to you that you have the ability to tune into your own future already in you. So channeling is not the right word, because what I do is not channeling. I'm reading out the energy. I'm reading out the etheric for this. Yeah, and I'm going to help you doing this via those remote energy that I constantly use, like I do with the energy alignments. Yeah, when you listen to my energy alignments, you are getting an energy session from me. So starting on the 21st, yeah, of December, the winter solstice, we're going to do this together, live, every day, till the 1st of January. And from then on, it's on you. Obviously, you can always book me for personal sessions. That's what I do, yeah, to help you along the way. You can also become part of the Energy Club, because I'm there for you, not just talking-wise, also etherically. Yes, you love the 12 days of Christmas, Emma. Yeah. And there are some of the previous years on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so I think 2015, I did a whole entire 21-step series there. Guys, there is so much. Yeah, and I keep talking about the same things over and over again. But the difference now is that you actually understand what I'm saying. So with that, I would like to close. Invite you to come to the Connect with Your True Self on the winter solstice, and then become part of our life, peeking into the future, peeking into 2024 together, month for month, yeah, in 12 days in a row. Okay, I love you guys, and check my website, text me or send me an email if you need more information, or if you would like to schedule a free energy coaching session with me. I love you.